In Book 11 of the Odyssey, our hero, Odysseus, journeys to the underworld of Hades for information that must be acquired from the deceased soothsayer Tiresias. The ghosts, or souls of the dead, are devoid of substance. In order to communicate or even exist, they require sustenance. But what do ghosts eat, you might ask? Maybe like memories? Feelings? Raw energy? No. Ghosts eat blood. Blood, blood, blood. We all know this. Ghosts eat blood. Bring on the blood. It's clear from this, and many more stories, that if there's anything the ancient Greeks believed about the dead, it's that they hungered for blood. The word that may come to mind is vampire, and that's actually a lot more accurate than you might think. Let's take a look at some monsters from Greek mythology and see if we can uncover some of the origins of vampire folklore. Like many ancient cultures, the Greeks were concerned about the potential for the existence of the undead. Ancient graves discovered in Cyprus show evidence of being blocked off or held down, maybe in an attempt to prevent the dead from exiting their graves. Stories tell of two undead entities, Lamia and Empusa, who both have quite a bit in common with the modern vampire. Lamia was, unsurprisingly, one of Zeus's lovers, and was a beautiful queen. When Hera, Zeus's wife, learned of the affair, she cursed Lamia to kill her own children, the torment of which caused Lamia to not only gouge her own eyes out, it also transformed her into a horrible monster. Now, in her rage, she hunts and kills the children of others. It's a very intense story, but doesn't seem related to vampires, does it? Well, wait! What's her method of attacking her victims? You guessed it. She would come in at night and drink their blood. Kind of like a boogeyman, her story would often be relayed to misbehaving children. She also has testicles. I didn't know where else to mention that, so I just thought I would put that out there. But our good friend Aristophanes, who we've mentioned many times before, once needed an example for something particularly stinky for dialogue in a play he was writing, and he, well, chose to say Lamia's testicles. Now you know. We should also briefly mention the Strix. These come into play later in Roman mythology, but they are blood-drinking monsters related to Lamia and Empusa, with similar mythology, but coming in the form of bird-like flying women. Empusa are another story. We don't know that much about them. They're a classification of monster, one of many. Once again, Aristophanes is a primary source here. They have much more in common with vampires. They are able to shapeshift into the form of various beasts. Of course, a very common trait of vampires. But most importantly, Empusa take on the form of beautiful women to seduce men right before drinking their blood. That's a vampire, folks. Or at least it seems that way to me. But how can we know for sure that these myths are related? What if I told you we had a way? And it's called etymology. Yeah, say it with me. It's right in the name. In Romania, the source of much vampire mythology, vampires are called striogi, and remember the Strix? The word is directly etymologically related. Many Romance languages have a similar word for witch or evil spirit. In Venetian, striga. In Italian, stregone. In French, strige. Gosh, I love etymology. And I love vampires. You know, I find them deeply relatable. Like me, they are cursed immortal beings, shunned by society. Plus, we both sleep in coffins. Just kidding, I don't sleep in a coffin. I sleep in a kayak with the seats taken out. You know, all of these stories about boogeymen and evil monsters are making me kind of sleepy. I like reading scary stories before bed. That way, if I have bad dreams, it'll be about that, and not something much worse. Good night, everyone, and don't let the vampires bite. Thanks for watching.